I was a girl in a book, this would all be so easy. Just give up the world happily.
Strange Blue Feelings, a series, Part 7, What's This Feeling? Pizza dinner after ghost hunting happened to be the best combination ever, especially since Larry's mom, Lisa, had surprised the trio by bringing home one box of each of your favorite toppings, pepperoni and sausage for Larry, pineapple for Sally, and just plain pepperoni for you. After eating your fill of pizza, you all decide to call it for the night. Head home. The clock reading 9:47, not too late, but Larry was ready to knock out after eating so much food. Leaving the leftovers in the fridge at his place, you and Sal offered to throw the empty pizza boxes away for Lisa in the dumpster behind the building, which she graciously accepted and thanked the two of you. You grabbed one box while Sal grabbed the other two, the both of you using the exit inside Larry's room to leave. "See you tomorrow, Larry Bear," you called out. "Later, Lair. Don't wake up late tomorrow. We'll meet you outside same as today," Sal remarked, Larry simply raising his hand to give the two of you a thumbs up as he lazily sprawled out upon his bed. Once outside, the cool September air hit you, making you shiver, but Sal didn't seem to mind. "All right, let's hurry. I'm freezing out here." Hurriedly, the two of you tossed the boxes into the dumpsters, running around the building towards the front entrance, wanting to get inside as fast as possible to escape the cold, dark night. Reaching the front steps, Sal was about to open the doors for you until you interrupted him. "Sal!" That came out much louder than you had intended to. Shit, that was embarrassingly loud. But don't worry about it now. You have to explain yourself and your feelings about what happened earlier. While you stood there thinking to yourself, clutching your hands together atop of your chest, Sal was holding his breath while he waited to hear what you were going to say, his mask beginning to feel incredibly hot due to the intense blush and nervousness he was feeling. "Oh God, she's going to bring up the hug, isn't she? She's going to tell me that I was a creep for hugging her back and it actually made her really uncomfortable. And tell me to never do anything like that again. I thought she was okay with it by what she said earlier, but I guess she's..." You finally spoke up, lifting your head to make eye contact with him, the same nervous look and intense blush as his plastered across your face. About the hug earlier." He sighed, letting his head down slightly to look at the ground, hands now in his pockets, ready to face whatever you had in store for him. "Yep, here it comes." With a sigh, you leaned down to take a seat upon the front steps of the building, patting the spot next to you, inviting Sally Face to sit there next to you, which he quickly did so, making sure to keep a fair distance between you two. Moving your hair to one side, you began to run your fingers through it nervously, eyes up on the ground, finding your words. "About the hug, I just wanted to say that, I didn't mean to put you in an awkward situation. I completely overstepped the boundaries, right? I mean, I was laying in bed and I just grabbed you like that. Talk about sudden, huh? So I just wanted to explain myself to you. The thing is, I've always had really vivid dreams about my dad. At least ever since he passed away when I was 12. And the dreams always end up with me reaching out to hug him. But just as I'm about to wrap my arms around him, I wake up. I can never fully hug him. I wouldn't call them nightmares, but just dreams without good endings. And I know it seems like I'm just dumping my life story onto you right now, but when I reached out to hug my dad in my dream earlier, I actually got to hug him. I finally managed to do it. I don't know if it's because you were there to hug me back when I reached out in my sleep, and the feeling somehow seeped into my dream, but I wanted to say thank you, Sally Face." Your voice cracked, the corners of your eyes swelling with hot tears. "And if it's not too much to ask for, do you mind hugging me again? Now that I'm awake and I know who I'm actually hugging, I want to thank you. His blue eyes were wide, mouth agape behind his mask, feeling a weird mixture of both sadness and happiness as you poured your heart out to him in the moment and explained your actions earlier. He needed a moment to process what was happening. Just as you thought his silence and wide eyes were a sign of him about to decline, the boy suddenly lunged towards you, scaring you at first before you felt his strong arms around you, masked face upon your shoulder, his blue hair brushing up against your cheeks, with him whispering softly, "Ryan, I'm sorry. I know how it feels to miss a parent that's not here anymore. But knowing I helped you feel better makes me really happy. If I can help you feel better in any other way, please tell me. I'll do anything to make you feel better." He caught himself, realizing he was sharing too much of how intensely he actually felt towards you. That's what friends are for. Right? Returning his strong, heartfelt hug, you wrapped your arms around his neck, placing your head on his shoulder as well, closing your eyes in order to fully immerse yourself in the embrace. Yeah, friends. You're an amazing friend, Sally Face. Thank you. And there the two of you remained for what it felt like an eternity, but was really only about 5 minutes, tightly holding on to one another, sitting upon the front steps of Addison Apartments, the dark night surrounding the two of you, fluorescent lights within the building doors being the only source of light which delicately illuminated your heartfelt moment. Crickets could be heard chirping, and the steady rustle of the tree branches created a cozy, relaxing ambience. Neither of you wanted to let go until a water droplet hit the top of Sal's head, another hitting the back of your neck before the both of you knew it. Unexpected drizzle had begun to shower the sky, Sal being the one to pull away from the hug before taking your hand and leading you inside, both of you laughing at having gotten too caught up in the moment to notice the dark rain clouds that had formed up in the sky. The elevator ride was filled with mindless chatter, talking about how delicious the pizza from earlier was, how nice it was to see Megan, and snickering at Larry's inability to stay awake after consuming a large meal. Once at your floor, the two of you stood in front of the door, once again giving each other another friendly but heartfelt hug, before saying goodnight and entering your respective apartments. What you didn't know is that once those front doors were closed, Sal stood up against his closed door, hands over his heart, replaying the night's events over and over, his mind before it finally hit. I have a big-ass crush on YN, don't I? He asked out loud to himself before sliding down against the door onto the floor, blushing madly, removing his mask with relief to have finally taken it off after he had been sweating nervously in it most of the night after so much physical contact with the girl he now knew he liked. I'm going to bed. I can't deal with this right now. Sighing, he walked into his bedroom, flopping onto the bed after kicking his shoes off, his cat Gizmo curling up beside him. Your face was embedded in his mind as he drifted off to sleep for the night. However, in your room, you were not as easily able to fall asleep even after changing into a t-shirt and shorts and rearranging your pillows in the comfiest way possible. You still found it impossible to close your eyes. Feeling like you would explode from blushing so damn hard if you kept thinking about how cute Sally Face was, how kind he treated you, how good his arms felt around you. Ugh, Jesus, what is wrong with me? I've had crushes before, but this isn't just some band member. It's one of my best friends, who happens to also have a prosthetic mask on. I've never even seen his actual face. How can I be so into him? You ask yourself, placing your hands over your face. It's not that I mind his mask. I love looking at him even with it on, but will he understand? I don't want him to think I like him out of pity. Sighing, you place a pillow over the side of your head, shutting your eyes. I want to be able to tell him that I like him for who he is, that his mask doesn't bother me. Whatever he looks like underneath it won't bother me. I just want to tell him how I feel, but it's so hard. Telling someone you like them is always hard, but man, why does this time feels so different. Is it because he isn't just like any other boy? He's totally different. Maybe that's part of why I like him so damn much. Turning to now lay on your back, you stared up at the dark ceiling of your room, thinking of everything you adored about the boy with soft blue hair that was always so cutely tied up in pigtails, the smoldering blue eyes that always seemed to look at you with nothing but kindness, that expressionless white mask with a splash of pink you found so mysterious and cool looking. Okay. At this rate, I'm going to moan if I keep thinking about him. Let's play some music or else I'll never be able to fall asleep. And with that, you reached over towards your nightstand, pressing play up on the CD player, not caring what CD it had inside. You just needed to drown these cheesy, affectionate thoughts out for now, in order to fall asleep for the night. And eventually you did, but Sally Face was still in the back of your mind, as the heavy rock music played softly beside your bed, lulling you to sleep. YN, don't forget your umbrella when you leave, hun. It's by the door. See you after work. Love you. Your mom called out from the kitchen, and with that you quickly sat up from bed, rubbing your eyes, glad that it was your mother's voice that woke you up before the annoying beeping of your alarm clock, not caring it was 15 minutes earlier than your usual waking time. Okay, Mom. Thanks. I love you too. You called back, hearing the front door shut, signaling your mother leaving for work. After the sleepiness wore off, you heard the muffled sound of heavy flowing rain that was pouring outside, making you smile with delight. Rainy day. My favorite kind of day. And hey, I'm already up early. Maybe I'll add a little extra to my look for the day. The extra time allowed you to get ready with ease, no rushing, and before you knew it, you were ready. Black band hoodie, jeans, and boots. Perfect for the cold weather. A typical YN outfit. The only thing being different was your makeup, which was still minimal, but today you had added a subtle wing liner, making your eyes appear even more feminine and lovely while still being bold. I wonder what Sally Face will think. I hope he likes it. It was hard to do, but I managed to get them even. I mean, at least I think I did. Wait. Stop caring about what he thinks, YN. Yeah, you have a flat crush on him, but... Ugh, whatever. You huff, pulling your hoodie over your head to avoid a frizzy head of hair, and slinging your backpack onto your back before leaving your apartment, remembering to grab your umbrella. Just like yesterday, Sal was waiting for you in the hall, standing in front of the elevator and pushing the first floor button once he saw you walking towards him. Hey, YN. Good thing you have an umbrella. We won't have to take one from the entrance this time. He joked, making you laugh as the two of you entered the elevator. Yeah, I'm wearing my hoodie too. Double protection. I'd rather not have my head look like a tumbleweed by the end of the day. He chuckled, glancing over at you with your hood. Well, even with tumbleweed hair, you'd still look just fine. You always look nice. The elevator doors now opening as you thought to yourself, it's too early for him to be so cute already. Jeez. Outside was Larry, waiting inside his car this time, since the weather was particularly harsh today. Revving up the car once the two of you hurried into the back seat, he looked into the rearview mirror. YN, did you do something different today? Oh yeah, you did your makeup today, right? Looks cute. You should totally put makeup on me too. I want to look like a badass metal band member. Larry stated while he began to drive along the wet road. Thanks, Claire, and we should totally do that. I'll get my hands on some face paint. You stated, feeling another pair of eyes on you. It was Sal, looking at your face a bit too intensely. He felt bad he hadn't noticed your makeup earlier. His stare made you nervously ask, oh, what do you think, Sally Face? I had extra time today. I used to do this kind of look a lot back in my old school too. Your eyes were probably his favorite aspect of your appearance, so kind yet so enchanting, the soft makeup making them look even more angel-like today. And without having a second thought, he stated, you know, you have the nicest eyes, YN. The car went silent, and instantly you could practically feel the blood rush to your cheeks. Flushed at the incredibly sweet compliment you had just received from your masked crush. You sputtered, trying to think of what to say in response before Larry started to laugh. Jesus, Sal. I love how blunt you are. You've got YN all choked up over there. That's cute. This made you even more flustered, giving the back of Larry's head a playful smack, pouting to yourself as he exclaimed, "Ouch! You've got a heavy hand for a pipsqueak." Realizing he had spoken his mushy thoughts out loud, Sal began to stumble out an apology. "Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Not that I didn't mean what I said, because I did mean it, but sorry, I'm making it worse." Placing a hand on his shoulder, you began to laugh, confusing him at first, but you just couldn't help it. Sal, being flustered just like you, made you feel a lot better, not to mention it was also very cute. "Thanks, Sally Face. Sorry I reacted like that. I'm just not used to being complimented, I guess." This comment made Larry raise an eyebrow, pulling into and now parked in the school parking lot as he turned to look back at you. "Really? I don't know if you're a little too slow or maybe a bit blind, YN, but you're really beautiful. Total babe, like me." He smirked playfully. He said this so casually, but you knew he meant it. That was just Larry for you, a total goofball with a heart made of gold. "Larry, if you're trying to get me to share my lunch with you, it's not gonna work." You joked at him while the three of you exited the car. Laughing, your tall friend pulled his hood over his head just like you. "I'm not, but if I beat you inside school, you're gonna give me half." And with that, he booked it, catching you off guard, but you instantly began to chase after him, laughing loudly. "Hey, I shouldn't agree to this." Rain still drizzling down heavy, making Sal, who was carefully jogging after you, worry that one or both of you would end up eating shit after slipping on the wet concrete. As he followed behind the two of you, a dreadful thought unexpectedly entered his mind as he watched you run after Larry. Does YN like Larry? Does he like her? I mean, they always play around so effortlessly. I can't even compliment her without losing my mind. But last night, I'm sure she hasn't bonded with Larry like that, right? At least, not that I know about. His hoodie was suddenly pulled off his head. Earth to Sally Face. We're inside now. We can take off our hoods? Oh yeah, and YN holds me half her lunch. Rolling your eyes, you begin to walk down the hallway, fixing your hair. I was gonna share anyways. Making Larry laugh as the two boys caught up to walk beside you. Sure, keep telling yourself that. He sarcastically stated, making you playfully punch his shoulder as he looked up at him, sticking your tongue out. Watching the banter between the two of his friends, his stomach felt knotted and his mask felt tight. Are they flirting with each other? Is that what they're doing? I mean, I don't blame Larry, but it still makes me feel weird. Is this what being jealous feels like? He nervously tugged on his pigtails like he usually did when distressed, causing you to take notice. Something wrong, Sal? Did your hood mess up your pigtails? I can adjust them for you if you want. You said as the two of you made it to the entrance of your first period. Oh, no, it's nothing. Let's head into class before Mr. Bundy decides to lecture us about being late. And with that, you and Sal said goodbye to Larry for now, heading into class. At least I've got these first 2 periods to have YN to myself. Wait, that came out wrong and kind of creepy. Just get it together, Sally Face. Sal made the long trek across the cafeteria over towards your usual table, holding his lunch tray with a tight grip as he hoped there would be an empty spot next to you he could sit in. No luck, though. Larry was already sat beside you on one side and Chuck on the other. As sat across from Larry, and there was a free spot next to her. That would allow Sal to sit across from you at least. He took a seat. Hey guys, it's still raining pretty hard outside, huh? You turn your head to look outside the wide cafeteria windows, feeling all fuzzy and warm inside, watching the rain continue to pour down. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? I never really got rain back where I used to live, so I'm really enjoying it. Hey, Larry, that's more than half of my muffin. Don't be greedy. Larry laughed to himself as he split the chocolate chip cookie muffin quite unevenly. Aw, come on, please. Wyan, I'm so hungry. He pleaded, patting your head playfully, and you knew you couldn't say no. Okay, fine, but only because I know you're always hungry. Make sure to split the sandwich evenly between us, though. It's my favorite. Sal watched you and Larry share your lunch, observing how Larry acted towards you and how you acted to his actions. The two of you looked so effortlessly happy with one another. Your bright smile, adorable laughter, playful banter, all directed towards his best friend. He suddenly lost his appetite. They do seem to get along really well. Wyan is perfect for Larry. He probably knows that too. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually started dating eventually. But I can't just act like I don't feel something towards her. And I can't just hide it forever. Would I be in the wrong if I tried to win her over? He shook his head, placing his hand upon the temples of his prosthetic. Okay, that's stupid. Larry's a normal-looking guy, and I'm far from normal. Of course she preferred him. Would I even be able to give her the normal, happy relationship she deserves? He felt a hand on his shoulder, making him jerk back slightly before he realized it was just Ash, a concerned look on her face. You alright, Sal? You're not eating or really talking to us. What's the matter? You and Larry were also now looking towards Sal, your face sharing the same concerned look as Ash, looking upon your blue-haired crush as he replied, Yeah, I'm okay. Guess I just got lost in thought. Thanks for snapping me out of it, Ash. She smiled in response as the bell rang. Lunch had now ended. Seems like Ash really knows how to cheer Sal up. Lucky her. They must be really close. I mean, she's known Sal longer than I have. I wonder if they've bonded like me and Sally Face did last night. Both you and Sal were jealous of the attention each of you were given, Larry and Ash. But you were also too oblivious to realize you were both pining for one another. Your stomach shared the same queasy, envious feeling as the group walked out of the cafeteria to their next period. Your makeup is really cute. I wish I could do something similar. Maple remarked as you, Todd, and her sat on the bleachers within the gym, P being inside for today due to the extremely never-ending rain. Thanks! And I bet you definitely can. Your eyeshadow looks really nice. I can never wear eyeshadow. I'd make a powdery mess of myself. You chatted with Maple about whatever came up, Todd sitting beside her as he flipped through his notebook, adjusting his notes every once in a while. Wyan, what were the chapters we were supposed to read as the homework today again? He asked, not taking his eyes away from his page. 7 and 8. We're supposed to define the key terms too. He nodded. Gotcha, thanks. Seeing Todd so into his schoolwork made you smile. His attentive and determined nature was impressive. I'm going to use the restroom, guys. If I don't come back, a toilet ghost probably got to me. You joked as you began to make your way carefully down the bleachers, not wanting to slip on the slightly slippery steps that many wet shoe bottoms had created. Closest bathroom was located outside the gym beside the equipment storage room. So you pulled your hood over your head and exited the gym hurriedly, making your way over to the bathroom when you suddenly noticed someone exit the equipped room. The rain blurred your vision ever so slightly, but once it adjusted, you recognized the boy. It was the blonde boy from your science class who had accidentally stepped on your boot and accosted you in the cafeteria yesterday. You tried to remember his name from hearing your gym teacher call Ro when it suddenly came to you, and you awkwardly acknowledged him once you were underneath the rooftop's edge, shielding you from the rain. Oh, Travis, right? Why aren't you in the gym? Did, Coach Jensen send you out here to get something? Creating small talk with a stranger was never something you were good at, let alone a stranger that gave you a bad feeling all around. His face seemed to always carry the same unimpressed scowl, but when you spoke, it formed into a smug grin, sending red flags up immediately. I don't want to hang out around any of those people in there, so I just come here by myself. I was going to try and sit next to you earlier, until I noticed you sitting next to those two. Maple, she's just an emo freak, but Todd, bleh. His scowl became nastier than ever. I can't even stand his kind. Your polite smile was instantly wiped off your face when he finished his trade of insults against your friends. You could practically feel the anger building up inside of you while you processed what he had just said. He wasn't finished, however. He kept blabbering on. Not to mention, you're friends with that scumbag Larry and his newest little addition to their gang of freaks, the kid with that fucking dumbass mask, right? He's a fucking sideshow. He's a fucking sideshow attraction. You know, if you're hanging out with them because they're your only friends, you should hang out with me. Sure, you're kind of a weirdo goth yourself, but you're still pretty hot. Nothing a little Bible study and trip to my dad's church can't fix. Okay, that was it for you. He could insult you all he wanted. You didn't give a shit about what he thought of you. But to call your friends such awful things, to call Sally Face a sideshow attraction, that brought you to your bullying point. You took a step towards him. Your normal soft and kind features were now formed into a look of complete utter disgust and rage. Your hand gave his chest a jab, causing him to stumble slightly. Okay, I don't even know how to fucking start with you. It's just, wow. I can put up with you talking shit about me. Be my guest. Say whatever the hell you want. But you have the fucking nerve to call my friends freaks? Are you kidding me? Who the hell do you think you are? Some sort of saint? Just because you hide behind some holy facade? Maple is a sweetheart, and Todd is the nicest guy you could ever meet. His sexuality isn't something he, or anyone for that matter, should be ashamed of, dipshit. And Larry, he's the sweetest fucking guy ever. If anyone's a scumbag, it's you. As for Sal, he wears that mask for a reason, asshole. It's a prosthetic. For you to call him such a terrible thing? You felt your eyes well up. Your rage had built up into tears, especially at the thought of anyone being so cruel to Sal. Your voice switched from booming and raging to soft and quivering. That really says a lot about you, Travis. Fuck you. Don't ever talk to me again. You turned your back and made your way back to the gym, not even bothering to go to the bathroom anymore. You were too overwhelmed with emotion. Travis stood in the door of the equipment room, eyes wide, face twisted with confusion and anger. He managed to call out, Fuck you too, then, freak-loving goth bitch. In an attempt to have the last word without turning around, you flipped him the double bird. That's pretty good, Sal. But, I think my left eye is kinda lopsided? Larry, Ash, and Sal all laughed as you held Sal's rough sketch of you in your hands, not laughing at his lack of artistic ability, but at how true your observation was. One of the eyes he had drawn was bigger than the other. Geez. Drawing definitely isn't my thing. Sorry, Wyan. My art makes you look like an alien. His voice was soft with embarrassment as he took back the sketch, crumbling it up and tossing it into the recycling bin beside the table, making Larry speak up. Hey, I was gonna frame that. Sal rolled his eyes as he looked towards Larry and Ash. You know, the two of you are already finished with your portraits of each other. Why don't you help me out? Ash promptly replying, If anyone should help you out, it's Wyan. She's your partner after all. And have you seen her sketchbook? She's crazy good. I was saying that Larry, her, and I should all work on a piece together sometime. Larry nodded as he looked towards you, seeing that your sketchbook page was still empty. Hey, why haven't you started drawing? Can't capture all of Sal's glory onto the page. He joked, making you laugh as you began to explain yourself. I'm waiting for Sally Face to catch up a bit. I don't want to be finished while he's still sketching me out. There's no rush. We still have after school. I still haven't got a definite answer from you yet, though, Sal.
Leaning forward and resting your chin upon your hand, you asked, "Want to come over to my place after school and finish up the project?" Without hesitation, Sally's face nodded. In response, there went his heartbeat, speeding up as usual when he spoke to you. Yeah, that'd be nice. Sorry for being such a slow artist. You must be getting pretty impatient, waiting for me to get the other damn eye right. You patted his head, gently smiling at how considerate he always was of your feelings and time. Don't worry about it, Sal. I'm looking forward to hanging out together. I love spending time with my favorite blue-haired boy. He could practically vomit up all those damn butterflies he felt in his stomach as he said that.